When I first got started with Udemy, I had a lot of misconceptions about how it worked and what would be expected from me in the long term. If you're an experienced instructor, you can probably skip this section. But if you're new to Udemy, there are a few things you need to understand about how the marketplace works. You don't want them to hit you as an unpleasant surprise. It's better to know about them up front so you can plan accordingly. When I first started on Udemy, my biggest misconception was about the prices students actually pay for courses. When I was considering making my first Udemy course, I saw all of these courses on the platform that appeared to have thousands of students with a list price of hundreds of dollars. It looked like almost everyone was making hundreds of thousands of dollars from every individual course. As it turns out, that's not the case at all. Udemy students have come to expect steep discounts on courses and to only actually pay $10 to $15 for a course, even if its list price is in the hundreds. On the rare occasions that a student purchases a course at list price, it's usually followed up by a refund once that student realizes they could have had it much more cheaply if they just waited for the next sale, and there's always a sale going on. Your initial reaction may be that you're insulted by people only valuing your course creation at $10, but you're gonna have to get over it. You're competing with platforms like YouTube, where people can learn anything for free, or with books which don't sell for much more than that either. And you're also selling your course in markets that are very price conscious, where even $10 might be a stretch for many people. That's just reality, and the sooner you come to terms with that, the better. It gets worse. You don't even get that full $10. On average, you'll only receive around $4 per course enrollment once everyone else takes their share. Oh, and you can't really tell how many students actually bought a given course on Udemy either. Many instructors inflate their enrollment numbers by offering lots of free coupons, or even offering their course for free for a while. I don't recommend doing that, and we'll talk more about pricing strategies later on. But you really can't use the number of students enrolled in a course as a signal as to how many students are actually engaged with that course, or how many students have actually paid for it. The reality is that your course will only sell at a very low price point on Udemy, and the growth of your student base will be slow at first. It's best to understand that up front, so you aren't disappointed when your first course starts off slow. Everyone's first course starts off slow, no matter how good it is. But with some persistent effort, you can build it up into something big. So how do you earn a living selling courses when you only get around $5 for every person who enrolls? It's all about the volume. Volume is what Udemy offers you. The ability to sell your course in front of millions of people who are actively seeking knowledge. Your focus needs to be on the reach your course is having, not how much each student is paying. It's the product of students and price that leads to your own bottom line, so even if the price is small, a really large student base still produces a large number. In my case, 200,000 students have purchased my courses, and on average I received $5 from each of them. That works out to $1 million. That sort of reach is not typical. Most instructors don't come close to that, to be honest. But it's also not all that exceptional. I've met many instructors who put me to shame. Again, this isn't something to get upset about. Udemy is constantly running experiments to find the optimal price points for courses, and they are trying to maximize overall revenue for both them and for us. They arrived at a $10 price point because they know that drives the optimal number of sales, and they'll continue to adjust price points to maximize total revenue across different markets. Rather, you should be excited about the impact on the world this enables for you as an instructor. I put up a picture of a filled football stadium here to help you envision the reach that Udemy makes possible. The largest football stadiums hold around 100,000 people. If I were to teach my course live to everyone who is enrolled in it on Udemy, I'd be teaching to a sold-out stadium like this, and I'd have to do it twice and maybe even 3 times because they all wouldn't fit in there. You're taking this course to enable you to achieve that sort of reach too.